What is going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Division 2's TU12 updates and improvements. I'm going to go through a couple of them. Of course, some of them we've already seen in Division 1, but we're going to ask you a little question as well on this video. If you can let me know in the comment section below if you think these updates and changes are coming too late to kind of save the game, or too late in the game for you to even be bothered. Let me know in the description below, guys, and as usual, hit that like button if you enjoy the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. We will be doing a giveaway because we just hit 20,000 subs, so keep your notification bell on to be notified about the giveaway as well. Now let's get straight into the video. So first off, let's talk about what they announced yesterday on State of the Game. If you missed State of the Game, they basically said they were bringing back the optimization station similar to Division 1. Now, that is something that we have been calling for a long time, and it's definitely needed in the game. Now, it goes ahead, you know, the first question we asked you, is it too little too late for the optimization station? Now, as far as I understand, with the optimization station, you can't optimize mods. For one, okay, they already confirmed that you cannot do mods. However, you can do one attribute on your gear, so you can optimize one attribute and also recal the other attribute, etc. So basically, to do this, you have to gain credits by defeating factions that are linked to like shotguns or factions that have different weapons, or you can simply just go and get a load of like ARs and dismantle them for the credits to be able to optimize your gear. Obviously, the higher up the optimization is, the more it's going to cost, etc. Like the more you have to do, the more it will cost. But if you've only got a little bit left to do, they have edited it so the credits won't be taken. So the sort of AR parts will be less if you only have less to do, which is good in terms of having to kind of farm for the pieces. And of course, there's the target loot changes now as well, where you can select target loot in Summit, which is perfect for this scenario, especially just farming for objects to dismantle, because you know you don't really keep any of the stuff that's in Summit anyway, because the loot quality is not that great. Now let's take a look at the challenges in Summit that are coming. And basically you can have two challenges active at the same time, one tactical and one ascent. And basically they are specific per player, so you select which one you want. Now each can be completed once per ascent, so when you get to 100 they'll be reset again. And there'll be a new tab on the map screen, basically to activate the challenges. Now, of course, challenges are one of the things that we mentioned in a previous video quite a while ago, and when I was kind of doing what I would change in the Summit, etc. One of them was like a vendor, the other one was obviously the target loot situation, and then obviously I mentioned about challenges and having commendations and stuff like that within the Summit, which they've added in. I'm not saying they've added it because of my video, but however, many people must have called for it as well. But it's good to see that they're putting challenges in. However, is it going to be rewarding enough? Now, the rewards for completing the challenges are, of course, of like XP. You can get an exotic AR, which is a brand new exotic AR. So that's going to be something that people will especially go for at the beginning. And also like name caches and also Summit caches, which are good if you just really want to get those caches and you want to get maybe named items, etc. So it's not a bad thing, the challenges in there at all. It's something, like I say, we asked for, and something I'm happy to see being implemented. I just hope they kind of keep the challenges fresh, and it's not all just kind of repeat every single time, like 20 headshots, 100 of this, or whatever. Hopefully they get experimental with it, you know, maybe having to complete Summit without, I don't know, without going down, or something like that, on a level that's higher than challenging, or something. I don't know. Let's just, like, they can play around with that. That's their jobs to sort that out. I'm not really going to be telling them what to do when it comes to that. So now let's talk about the basically the general changes that are happening to Summit, and the kind of gameplay or you know, the life changes that are happening in the Summit itself. So some of the changes are obviously needed. More objectives in Summit, reduced frequency of drone objectives because they was all the time. They've increased the chance of rogue encounters on Legendary, reduced the cooldown between possible rogue encounters generally, and then they've added a 10th directive, which is called Rages, where basically they have a rage meter and the NPCs around those enemies basically get a rage meter. When they go up, they'll get like an overheal and you have to kill them to do it. That replaces special ammo in the normal game mode. Now, what I am a bit disappointed at here is there's no signs of them saying about loot quality in the in Summit. Now, I know they've addressed it before and said, oh yeah, they've improved loot and etc. in the Summit. However, it is not the case, as we've done videos before and we've tested and tested and tested, and all I notice is everyone saying to me the same thing. Hey EK, have you noticed the loot's got bad again, etc. Now, as usual, when TU12 drops, we don't know the date for that yet, but when it drops, the loot's probably going to get better for that first week, as it normally does, or even for a first few days, because it always gets better at the start, and then it just basically drops off from them like they stealth nerf. But on top of that, I mean, in terms of loot itself, they are adding something where you can, every 3 levels, basically, when you get a checkpoint, you will drop a piece of target loot. Now, that's fantastic. You know, they said it's going to scale to the difficulty. So if you're on Legendary, it should be of that scale itself, the quality of loot. However, my issue again is the quality of loot. So you're going to give us another piece of target loot, which is fantastic, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, it's a good idea, but if that target loot is trash like all the other loot that seems to be dropping, what is the point? Like, you have to do something with the quality of the loot, not just up the quantity. The quality has to be there as well. But I'm hoping now with the optimization station, we should see a huge improvement in people with maxed out builds, because, you know, you only need really 1 or 2 stats that are decent, and you can just recal and optimize the others, etc. So it's really kind of looking up in terms of that. Will they have to change the loot quality if we have the optimization station? That's something we're going to have to test when it releases. But I mean, generally thinking, I still feel the loot quality needs to be a little bit better. But I mean, we can just see they're still going to have us grinding for the parts to optimize and etc. And even the mods, because the mods are not included. So for me, it's kind of I'm 50-50 on whether they need to improve the loot quality with an optimization station as well, or will the optimization station take away all of our problems? I don't know. Let me know what you think as well in the comment section below on that question, and we'll see what your responses are, if you feel the same as me or not. Now, last but not least, let's just quickly go over this, and this is a bighorn buff. And I say a buff, they've added plus 10 rounds to the magazine, so now you've got 40 rounds in the bighorn. Will this become a more used gun now? I don't know, because I still wasn't like convinced about the bighorn generally anyway. But I'm hoping to see some builds implementing the bighorn either as a rifle or as an AR, which would be pretty cool. And I do think that one of the things needed was the up in the magazine size. However, I still think they need to do that with a couple of other weapons as well, Lady Death being one of them. So they do need to kind of sort the mag size out across the board a little bit on a few exotics. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new AR is all about, and new gear sets, brand, etc. So let's take a let's just quickly take a look now at one more thing, and then we'll end the video there. And this thing is really good as well for me. It's increased inventory space. Now that means you're going to be able to hold 150 items instead of 100 items on you, only in your inventory. So they're not increasing the space for your stash, which they always said they was not going to do anyway. But even just having that extra 50 on the inventory is pretty cool. I'm happy that we get that. It's something that we wasn't expecting, so you know, well done to them, I suppose, for bringing that in. You cannot store more loadouts. There's no more loadout slots as of yet, but they did mention it on the state of the game, but they wasn't sure whether people are working on that or not. So guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Do not forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Let's go!